Good morning, everybody. 10 a.m. on the East Coast, and I am completely makeup free. And you can tell because I've got my big baggy eyes. I had a date night with my husband last night, and then the baby decided to wake up early this morning. So not a stitch of makeup. And all of this is in honor of something that you may have seen online. It's called Save the Arts. And the whole basis for this is to support our wonderful and talented artists who make us look like the TV people that we are. And one of them is Heather Spann. She is my makeup artist at CNN, and she has just joined in. And she is going to walk us through how we go from this tired, sleepy, baggy eyes to camera ready, all at home. Great tips for everyone. And of course, she looks absolutely stunning and gorgeous. Hey, girl.
Well, good morning. How are you doing?
Of course, you look so fabulous. Easy breezy. It's like you wouldn't even know she has two kids and she's, it's no big deal. How are you?
No, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
You look so beautiful.
Thank you.
So happy to have you join me. I'm actually going to take these off because I can't hear you on them.
Yeah.
And before we start with our makeup tutorial, which I've gotten so many questions from viewers of what colors do you use?
Yes.
How does your eyeliner look like this? And all of the colors have been designed by Heather and the makeup team. They give me all the colors. They tell me what to do, and they're going to share those tips with you right now. Yes. But first, before we do that, can you talk to folks a little bit about what Save the Arts is? I know that you've been posting about this. All of our makeup artists at CNN have been doing the same. So tell us about it.
Yeah, Save the Arts is really just bringing awareness to people in the entertainment industry, people in theater, people in television, really just to show how relevant we are and how much we are needed and how much passion that we really have for our jobs and our craft. So that's really what it is just spreading the word that we're still out here, we're still relevant, and we want to do what we love.
And for people who don't know, productions and even for us, even though that we have Morning Express on the air, makeup has been completely shut down for this time.
Yes.
As we try and figure out how to socially distance and how we figure out how to get safely everybody back into the building. And that means that a lot of these jobs, especially in TV, film, news, a lot of these jobs are just sort of on hold, like many of our lives.
It's crazy.
So it's just really important for everyone to understand out there how incredibly important our makeup artists are to us, because you guys, honestly, in addition to making me not look like this, extremely tired every day, you also give us such encouragement. You give us such positivity. You are sort of, everybody knows the makeup room is where you go to sort of feel better about yourself, and you give us so much love, and we appreciate you for it, my dear.
Thank you. It's definitely the fun room.
It's the fun room, yes. And obviously it's like the chat room, right? So we just all sit around and talk unless we're prepping for the show, which
we talk and cry. I mean, there's pretty much not anything that we don't do in there. We have lots of therapy sessions. Like, if there's anything to be solved, we get it done in the makeup room.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And also the tears when they start coming. I can't cry. You just put my mascara on. Please don't.
One of my favorite things in the makeup room when the tears start is pause and go ahead and just get it out. Just go ahead, have a good cry before we mess up the masterpiece.
Exactly. And then you can just do touch-ups. I love it that Kristen, your sister, is on. Hi, Kristen. Good to see you.
Hi, Kristen.
Thank you, everyone who's jumping on right now. Please feel free to ask Heather any questions that you have, any kind of beauty tips that you're wondering about. But one of the things that we're going to walk through is sort of how we get camera ready at home, the colors that we use. And Heather, a lot of times people have been asking me what I do for, first, my hair, which looks kind of a disaster this morning because I didn't have much time because the kids have been bananas.
Oh my God, I get it.
But I don't know if you've heard of this. And none of these things are ads, by the way. It's purely just a couple tips. This is that Revlon volumizer.
Like air dryer?
Yes.
Okay, those are a lifesaver in a pinch. They give you quick volume, smooth and dry the hair while giving it shape. It's a must-have.
Yeah, so this has saved me in having to work from home and do my own makeup. So before we all went into quarantine, luckily Heather supplied me with everything that I needed at home. And it
Yeah.
starts, what I do, and this is because it's what Heather does, is I start with my eyes. Can you sort of explain to people why we do the eyes first?
Yeah, so I like to start with the eyes first, mainly because like if you get dropout because it's a powder product, um, it will kind of get down here and you don't want to mess up your makeup if you already have foundation on. So that's kind of why I like to start with the eyes first. Plus, I feel like if you start with foundation first, which there's really no rules, you can do whatever. But if you start with foundation first, you tend to put a little more than you really need
Yep.
because your face isn't on. So if you have your eyes defined, then you really, if you get any fallout, you can clean it up underneath. You
Um,
go, girl. Look
oh,
at you.
I just I have one person asking, how do I get rid of wrinkles? Clearly, I don't
Okay.
know the answer to that because if you'll see here, I have no
Okay.
shame in
So,
showing my non-Botox face.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's not really a way to get rid of wrinkles.
Yeah.
And I'm all about keeping it real. I love Botox. I love fillers. I like it really natural. But I think what makes us special is having movement in our face and having like these laugh lines. And, those are from great moments in life. So, if they really bother you,
Embrace them.
maybe try some Botox or just a really good face cream. But I wish there was a miracle.
Yeah, clearly I could use it. So I use Orb. That is
Yes.
the sort of pale color that gives me sort of the base. And honestly, Heather, I just went to CVS and I bought brushes. I just didn't want to drop a lot on brushes. Does that make a
Absolutely.
difference?
You know what? Good brushes. I mean, as long as you have a set that really just gets the job done, any brush will work. Some of my favorite brushes are Bdellium and Morphe brushes. And people are having a lot of big sales right now because the industry is, everything's kind of slowed up with COVID. So people really want your business. So there are lots of sales out there and great deals on brush sets too, if anybody's
That's
in
good to
need.
know.
But
Maybe I will invest in that.
yeah,
So
I
right
mean,
now I am mixing my crease
yes.
color, which is Wedge and Omega. Is that right?
Yes, wedge and omega, and you've just kind of got your soft blendy brush. God, I'm a proud teacher. Look at you go,
Aww.
student.
I miss you so much when
I
I'm doing
know,
this.
I
I'm
miss
like, would
you
Heather tell me
too.
that I'm doing this right?
I know you're doing it. And I like how you have it placed too, because it's not like up here, you know? Like just keep your one great tip too that I love that you're doing is keep your eye open and you can really see where you're putting that color. Because if you close your eye, that's when you lose control and you end up with like makeup in your eyebrows. And
All of
that's
these
not
colors.
the look that we're going for today.
Yeah, no, not the look that we're going for. Hot
No.
mess. I don't need any help in that department.
Yes. Yes.
All of these colors, by the way, the eyeshadows are MAC. So Wedge
Yes.
and Omega were my crease colors, and then we pop the corner, as
Pop
they
the
say,
corner.
with espresso. Tell me about that.
Yes. So you kind of just want to go like where you're going, like right on that outer corner. Like imagine I'm going to pull my fancy little brushes that I have right here.
Please
Fancy.
do, boo.
So you just kind of make like a little V like you're doing right here. And it's always better to start out with a little less and then you can go back and add more because if you start out with too much, then you've got a huge mess. And like you said, we're trying to minimize hot mess.
Yeah, I do not want to look like Elvira on TV.
No.
And
Yeah.
also, like a lot of this, we really do try and make makeup look as natural as possible.
Yeah.
I'm just not a heavy makeup type person. Some people really do like a lot of makeup, as Heather has pointed out. It is just not my jam,
Yeah. And
and not my
honestly,
personality.
I think as women, like less is more,
Yeah.
I mean, I know as I've gotten like more mature, we'll say,
You're like,
I look better with a softer face, you know?
I love
I'm
your
actually-
smoky eyes though today. They look so gorgeous.
Thank you. I have to put out there that this is the most makeup I've worn in like probably 4 months, like the most. I kind of feel like I'm going to have to go somewhere later just because, and there's not really anywhere to go.
And do you know that you're wearing my favorite shirt that you were wearing one day in the makeup room? And then I bought the same exact shirt because I'm a stopper like that.
You know
And
what? When I put it on, I was so nervous that you were going to show up with the same shirt on.
Do you know what I just did? I just
You
fun.
flipped it.
How do I do that?
Wait,
There we go.
if you saw my setup right now, do you like my studio lights? You would die. I my house is a mess behind the camera. I have lamps propped up. Like I'm gonna have to clean for like a good hour.
Have you
We might as well
seen
put some
some of the
makeup on.
posts? Yeah. And have you seen some of the posts that I've done where I'm doing a live shot and then in front of it, it's like the phone is on a diaper box and the background looks totally messed.
Janky. Yeah.
So that's how we roll, girl. We've got kids. That's all we can handle. So I've gotten a lot of questions about what I do for eyeliner, and I have really struggled with this because you do the fancy, like you've got a fancy pen and you've got the liquid and it's really beautiful. I cannot master that. I've tried. I can't do it. So I just got this Revlon Color Stay eyeliner, and it's actually a roll up pencil.
Oh, nice.
So you kind of can't mess it up. And then there's a smudger
that's
at the bottom. This has been the most challenging thing for me. So if you have any tips on eyeliner while I do this, I'm gonna have you chime in.
Okay, let me just pretend like I'm doing it on myself so I can see. So I love the idea of a pencil like you have, especially the one with Revlon, because it's got the smudger on the end of it. But the thing you have to remember, like I think people stress out with liner, myself included, but the thing you have to remember is like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just keep it really thin, keep it really tight in the lash line. And even if you don't want to do black for your like everyday, I mean, of course, like black on camera is kind of what we're doing because we want a little more drama. But in everyday life, if you just got like a really pretty chocolate brown and really just do a nice thin line in your lashes, smudge over it, it will give your eyes the definition that you want without being like Elvira. That's our favorite.
Because that's the one I'm using as an example.
That's our favorite reference.
Because that's when I start to look a little scary. So and it's super easy. I just
start from the middle and go out to the end.
So that if you so then sometimes like I've moved or something when you've been doing my eyeliner and you have to fix it. Is there a quick fix for when that happens? So you just have to take the whole eyeliner off?
Okay, if I'm doing your makeup and that happens and the line just happens to get a little bit thicker than we want, especially if time is of the essence, which it always is, a little trick that we have to do, we kind of just have to go back to the neighbor eye and just make that one a little bit thicker too to match the one that we messed up on. Or smudge.
So if you ever see me on air and one eye is just thicker than it normally is, it's just because I was laughing or something and I got in Heather's way.
Yeah. And so now you'll know that Lynn made a boo-boo.
That's right. It really is always my fault. It is never something that you guys do. It's just because I'm not paying attention. I love that one of our viewers that's watching says, I love your show. Thank you, Kolowi. But this definitely feels like it's more for my wife than me today, unless you plan on doing nail topics later. First, before you send your wife over to watch us, because I know this is a little lady-centric, unless, hey, boo, you do you. If you want to wear makeup, no judgment. We love you anyway. But do you have tips for guys when it comes to hydration of the skin and when it comes to taking care of their, because you do like Koi Wire and Sanjay Gupta and all of those things.
Yeah. Okay. Men definitely need to moisturize. And I think one thing that's out now that's super cool is like male grooming. There are all these really cool like male grooming sets. Everybody's got a little facial hair going on here, a little like stash here, strong beard game. There are so many cool sets that will help you kind of tame it and, help the hair kind of point in the direction that you want it and just give it an overall like polished look. So beauty isn't only for the ladies. And also too, be sure and wear like a just a chapstick or like a lip balm because men need soft lips too. Nobody likes to see crusty lips coming at them.
Words of wisdom from a girl.
Thank you.
So I just put on this mascara and I absolutely love this mascara. It's not necessarily the one that you guys use, and I'll let you chime in on what you love, but this is Benefit. It's called Roller Lash. And for some reason, do you know this one? Because I just discovered it. It gives me like this insane curl, and I have never
into that. It's gorgeous.
Right? Have you ever heard of it?
I haven't seen that one. The one that I'm familiar with that I've used in the past is the Benefit Better Than Sex mascara.
Ooh,
But it's all,
that's a bold statement, girl.
Sassy. I mean, you better deliver results if you're talking
That's
about
right.
that, honey.
You better make me look 20 years younger.
That's right. But I think, like, with a mascara, it's all about just the design of the brush to lengthen and thicken your lashes.
So you guys, these are the eyes. The eyes are finished, and you can see literally that takes 5 minutes. I sort of cleaned it up and blended it in. But what Heather was talking about is that you want to start with that first because some of the eyeshadow has sort of trickled down underneath my eyes, and you have to use a sponge to clean that up. The sponge is in the other room right there. It'll take me 2 seconds to get because, of course, I forgot it. It's the only thing I forgot. I'm going to go grab it. And Heather, while I grab it, will you explain what you do as a combo? I start with the concealer and then do the foundation and why that's important. And I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Absolutely. Okay. Hey guys, standing in for Lynn here. Okay, so before we start foundation and concealer, you have to, I'm really big into priming and prepping the skin. And I don't know if Lynn is going to be using that today, but this is something that
I don't have it. Will you tell them what it is? I wish I had it. Thank you.
But priming the skin is really important. I love this Laura Mercier primer. And this is a radiance formula, but I like it because it helps to condition the skin. Oh, beautiful, girl.
Girl, I am just like letting it all go. I don't even care.
You know what? But I like that. Hashtag real life.
Fear of letting people know how it goes. So sorry. Okay, so you prime it, and then I've got this concealer, which is the MAC Studio Fix 24-hour smooth wear concealer.
And I love that one. It's got the little dipstick to it. On the end of it, the little like doe foot. So if you're in your car and you look at yourself and you're like, oh my God, I really need some coverage before I run into Target, you tap it on in here and you get the coverage that you need. Maybe around the nose. That's where we're always a little bit like kind of pink a little bit. But I really like too how you're blotting, like pressing under the skin too, because that helps it go on nice and even. And if you ever feel like it's like too cakey, like I know that's kind of an issue with makeup, specifically like concealer, for us mature women, me, get your fingers.
Our 40 plus girls.
Yeah, it's a 40 plus party here, okay? But get your fingers and you can really just press into the skin, and the natural oils from your fingers will kind of just soften that concealer if you see any creasing.
Kaya just joined. Let's give a big shout out to Kaya. She's another one of our CNN artists. Mwah, mwah, mwah. We are doing a Save the Arts tutorial. We miss you, girl. Okay, so we've just done our concealer, and you turned me on to this product. It is the best foundation I have ever used. It really does make your skin look so clean, clear, crisp, soft. Is that the brand?
Yes, It Cosmetics, and it's the CC color correcting cream. And I just happened to see, and this is not an advertisement, but I did just see yesterday on Instagram an ad for them where it's like 30 or 40% off right now. So these are on sale, but it's such a great product. It's really natural for all skin types. It can be used for, from like a tinted moisturizer to a fuller coverage. And the best part, it's got an SPF 50 in it. So you really get that protection from the sun. And
it just goes on so smooth. It feels like, I honestly, it really is hard to wear this much makeup every day on your skin. Yes. It tends to really just feel cakey. This foundation just doesn't. It feels light. It's also an anti-aging hydrating serum. So hopefully it
40 plus.
I need all the help I can get. So I do 3 pumps. Yep. And I sort of go all over. And, I know you mentioned that the nose, like it can get so pink. That is, as you saw when I first got on here, that is my biggest issue in the morning. I don't know if it's like allergies or what. I just tend to have very splotchy skin sometimes. Yeah. And I feel like this covers it all up. I also have some sunspots right there that just goes away just like that.
And I love don't you love how that foundation feels? Like you're wearing a lot of makeup right now because this is what we do, every day. I'm wearing tons of makeup, but it doesn't feel like it. You feel like you can still like smile. You don't feel like your face is going to crack.
Yep.
But it's just such a great foundation. And also too, one little trick, like if you're going out and you don't want to wear a lot during the day, put a couple of pumps of that in with your moisturizer and just rub it together and keep it easy and rub it all over your face.
I love that. One thing that sometimes we forget to do because we're talking and we just sort of forget is my neck. And then I go on and the control room is like calling you upstairs and be like, Lynn's neck looks completely white and her face. So I always try and remember that for when I'm at home. I just sort of like, I just go like this, same brush,
the neck,
sponge, and just to make sure that it's all blended in.
And turn to the side. Like, oh, that looks really good, Lynn. Really pretty.
So of course you see it's a little shiny. So what we do is you have like sort of a setting powder. I don't have that per se, but what I've been using is the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish. And it's
so beautiful.
I'm in medium, but I have this like really fancy CVS brush that I just sort of dab it like what you guys normally do with your setting powder.
Yep.
And it takes that little shine out. That you get sometimes when you have some foundation. What is the setting powder?
And then also too with the setting powder that we use is the Laura Mercier, or I'm rocking a little Coty Air Spun.
That's old school. Oh my gosh, that is like,
it smells like grandma. And like, I kind of love it. Like, it's awesome.
I just love the container because every single grandma in America had that in their bathroom.
And I swear it smells like grandma. It's the best thing ever.
This always just feels so good.
It does. And also when you're using that mineral powder, you can use like a thicker kabuki brush or like the one that you have. And really don't be scared after you get it on to like circle it on your face and press it in, because when you do that, it heats up the minerals and makes them expand and give you that glowy look.
I had
magic here.
Oh my gosh, dropping all kinds of makeup tricks. I love it. Okay, so now it is, and Heather's so sweet. Every single time I fill in for Robin during this time, she sends me a text and gives me words of encouragement. And one of the things you have said that makes me so happy is, girl, your contour is on point. And it really makes me proud. It makes me so proud because contour is no joke. It's really actually hard to do. Sometimes you can end up looking really silly.
Yes.
This is Nars, and we use Seaside color. Yep. And I use this small brush, honestly, because I just didn't have a contouring brush, and I literally just go right underneath my cheekbone, but I will let you explain how you actually get the best contour.
Yeah, I mean, you can use a bronzer like you have, you can use a contour powder. It's all like what works for you and kind of like what your goal is. But I just kind of like to have my clients like suck in the cheek and go right in here. And again, always start out with less. Start out with less, because you can always go back and add more, because if you get too much on in that first go, you are stripy, honey.
Oh my gosh, yes, you look just, I'm not even gonna go into details of what you've done. So that's what we want. That's the look. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And then you can
okay, so we have a question. Oh yeah, the nose. That's what you were.
Yep. Boom, boom, hairline. We have a question.
And then right here.
Questions. Yep.
Okay. So one question is, what advice do you have for those with a darker skin tone for his wife? Any tips? And this is really key. You have all different kinds of clients that come in, all different skin tones, different kinds of colors. So what's your advice for that?
Oh my God, for the contour?
For any kind of for darker skin tones, coloring and things like that.
I mean, really right now, like I am a MAC girl. I have been forever. I love Nars, but MAC Cosmetics to me is something that it's a product that I'm really, really familiar with. And they have every skin tone makeup you could ever want, from like a tinted moisturizer natural to more of a fuller coverage for someone who might be more oily. And I would just say, I don't think their stores are open right now, but if you go to maccosmetics.com, they have such an amazing resource to ask questions with their makeup artist online. And they have little things where you can check your colors and match yourself online. So that's what I would suggest.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
So for the blush, again, we use MAC, and this is Well Dressed
Yes.
color. We kind of have a hard time. Weirdly, my skin like absorbs blush for some reason.
It's the
Uh,
weirdest thing. We can put tons of blush on you, and you're about to go on air, and then all of a sudden it's like your face just drank it up. Your cheeks just sucked it up.
and so you come in like every half hour and just we
Yeah.
call it zhuzhing. You give me a little zhuzh,
Zhuzhing.
some
Yes.
words of encouragement to keep me sane,
Yep.
and another reason why you're essential. You're an essential worker.
Exactly. And let me tell you too, like one thing, people are so scared of blush sometimes. I think that's been the product where like in my makeup career that people have been the most nervous about besides eyeliner. Don't be scared of blush, because what you just did on top of your bronzer and your contour really brought your face to life. And like, you don't have to use a lot of product, and just don't be scared to use pinks, peaches, really just experiment with it. And you don't have to put a ton on, but just a little something. I'm going to put some on with you too.
Good. You don't even need it. You look so
I probably
glowy.
don't need any more.
No, you look so glowy. That's the whole thing. If I were actually getting my makeup for going out, I would really want sort of, you guys sometimes use Nars Orgasm on that
love it.
blush. It has some sparkle, and sometimes when it's on camera, it can reflect. But if you're going out, that is such a fun.
It's beautiful. That's like one of my favorite blushes. But even that Well Dressed has a nice little glow in there, and it's perfect. It's just really understated, really soft, a great like everyday color.
And then to wrap it up is our lipstick. And this is the number one question I get all the time from viewers is, what color is the lipstick that I use? I am so boring. I use the same color every single day. A lot of people switch it up with what they wear and things like that. I'm so boring, but you know what color it is.
It's Raquel.
It's Nars Raquel. It is the greatest color on the planet. I don't know what they do. Nars, you have just nailed the perfect pink lip.
It's like the perfect pinky peachy nude, and it's so pretty for everyday life and gorgeous on air. That way it's not like your lips and your eyes are competing. It's just pretty soft and effortless.
And that's the thing is, I tend to never wear a dark lip, but some people really they're able to look really good with a dark lip. Yeah. What's your advice when it comes to, should you do dark eyes, light lip, light eyes? What's the tip there?
I mean, I never really do both at once. I would always say, like, pick your best feature. Like, if you have nice, voluptuous, full lips and you love to rock those babies, you wear your bright red. You wear like a dark burgundy or whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable. But I would definitely do one or the other. Like, I've always focused on my eyes because my lips are very thin. So it's really just personal preference. But I think people know if they're like a lip girl or an eye girl.
I'm definitely more of an eye girl. I just cannot deal with the dark lip. I feel like it makes me look old. I am old, but you make me look younger whenever I'm with you. I miss you so much. This was so fun. I feel like it's a throwback to the days. The only thing I'm missing is that mist that you put on at the end. Will you tell people what that is?
Oh my God. Okay. So once we finish with the makeup, we like to use Fix Plus from MAC, which is like a setting spray, and it's got like aloe and cucumber extract in it, but it really just kind of helps to soften the skin, to hydrate, and take away that powdery makeup look. It's like a great finishing touch to your makeup.
It's also our sort of moment where Heather just says, sit back, are you ready for your spa moment? And then she'll spray me. And then she'll say, go to your happy place. And it's sort of how we wrap up, which usually takes about an hour in hair and makeup.
Yeah.
But this is like the fast, easy, you know, not as artistic as an actual makeup artist would do, but it can get you out of the house in under 30 minutes.
Absolutely.
As you see, we did this together as a tutorial in 29 minutes, which is amazing.
I am so proud of you. And that's with chit-chatting, because you know we like to chit-chat.
Which we do best. The whole point of this, though, is to highlight the fact that our incredible professionals in the arts, in theater, in television, are essential, and they contribute in beautiful ways, and they are the ways that the art comes to life And we are just so missing your contribution. And we know that it's not going to be long before you are back. But I love you, girl.
Thank you. I love you too. Thank you so much. It's been so much fun. Let's do it
It's
again.
so much fun. Absolutely. And I'm actually going to put all of the colors and all of the details of this tutorial in the Instagram post so that everyone can go and get themselves camera ready.
Let's do it. Everyone have a beautiful day.
Love you, girl.
I love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.